Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Robert here, the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. Make sure you like, love, share, please. We're going to start doing a little, see who's actually following along. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Ready to go? Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. Wow. So hopefully everyone is having a great week. We appreciate you guys, as always, checking us out here on 1070 The Answer or on podcast, or if you're watching us live. Always appreciate you guys giving us a little bit of attention, and hopefully we're entertaining and informative. All right. So a couple things. Something came up this weekend. I've been massively absent from Facebook, and with all good reason, right? I just got a lot of stuff going on, and I've started carving out a little more of my time because we're shifting our marketing schedule around. We're no longer doing complete real estate investing every single month. There's only 2 more times this year we'll do it. We've introduced some pretty extraordinary classes, a flip class, a private capital class, how to raise private capital, and an Airbnb class. So we got those things going on, and so we're trying to mix them in. We realize, hey, we just want to sell like one thing a month, right? And we are in the business of selling things. Like, just we don't hide it. There's no secret super, I love this product and I've been using it for years. Like, nah, this is the stuff we're doing, and if you want to come and do it with us, great. If not, we're okay with you, right? So we're not going to be talking about trimming your manly areas or, the green tea drink that's going to make you healthy. And we're not doing that stuff. Not yet. Anyway, so we're looking at that, and we're changing some things up. Our meetups now, all our meetings are going to be free up to the day of. So if you sign up in advance, you can come for free. If you don't, then you got to pay $10, which is not a lot, right? And we're shifting things around, moving some of the things off to Saturday back to Thursdays because we don't have a big rush and some of the things we're doing. So we're really, really working our marketing schedule intensely. And as part of that, I'm like, okay, well, we probably need to get back onto Facebook, do some more Facebook Lives and some YouTube videos. And I think I'm going to do something called Rob at the Whiteboard, because I'm a numbers guy, so I can just kind of show you numbers and just listening to things that don't make sense to me, and I got to trying to understand it. Like, how does that actually work? And then when you finally realize, that guy's he's just lying. He's not telling the full truth. Yes, those things work, but he's leaving out about 15% more in cost. So we'll lay all that stuff out for you. We'll do some fun little videos called Rob at the Whiteboard, right? Or Mr. Texas at the Whiteboard. Anyway, so I started just digging through Facebook saying, let me see who's out there. Let me see who's the guru of the week, right? The flavor of the month. And, there's some people out there. It's kind of the same old. Once you go down an avenue, then you get to see everyone else in that avenue, right? So not a lot of buy and hold folks out there, because that actually takes money and discipline and time, but still a whole bunch more get rich quick, right? Just a lot of get rich quick, which we know, is really not duplicatable. Let me put it that way. Does it work sometimes? Yes. Can you duplicate it to all the students that are buying that $12.97 package? No. I started watching a video on someone doing newsletters. I'm like, that's interesting. And then I'm like, there it is, another course, right? I get it. But then I was just in my thread, and a guy I know up in Northeast, Jack, really great sales and marketing guy. He put a post about winning. And I said, wow, yeah, that's... And then someone responded. It's like, well, is it... And I'm like, we're talking about 2 different things. I'm kind of reading through it, and I understand. It's like, hey, I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to get to the point where I want. Hey, you got to really understand what winning is. You got to get there. Because if you're not figuring it out, then the opposite of winning is losing. And, then I kind of read the next comment. And again, it's so hard to get true meaning, right? Because you don't understand their interpretation. But the way I interpret it was, more of like, hey, let's all, kumbaya, let's all help each other, and you don't have to hurt other people to get what you want or put people down. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a win-win. I get all that. And then I said, well, and I was just looking at it. It's Sunday morning. I don't know. I think it was like 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. And I'm like, well, what is winning to me? Look, interesting. And I was like, oh, I know what it is. Everything we do, we can talk about how smart we are, or we can just talk about the places we learn stuff, right? So we learned it from Stephen Coventry's the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, right? And in that is start with the end in mind, right? And we've heard it so many times from gurus and videos. If you take a plane, takes off from San Francisco going to New York, and you're less than 1% of the way off, do you know that you'll land that plane in Newfoundland? It's like, I get it. Okay. So the point is, you got to kind of know what the finish line looks like. And we talk about that a lot in our mastermind. We talk about it to our mastermind folks. And I just said, hey, as long as you know where you're going, know where that goal line is, then you have the ability to win. If you don't even know where the goal line is, if you don't know how many points you have to score, what's the game to? I don't know. We're just playing the game. Is it 21? Is it to 11? Is it 15? What's the game to? I don't know. Well, how will you know when you win? Right? And so for us, we's like, hey, man, 10 houses, free and clear, $1.5 to $2 million worth of equity sitting in 10 houses, and you got $10,000 to $15,000 worth of cash flow a month, net cash flow. That's winning, right? But we have to remind everyone all the time in our masterminds, like, that's winning, right? Why are we doing this? Why are we now over here? Why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about crypto? Why are we talking about, it's like, this was winning. We got to get back on track. And I think that is a big, big problem just in the world, period. And I forget the whole hustlers and entrepreneur nonsense. Just people don't know what the finish line looks like. And even when they do, they start running a different race. Right? All of a sudden you're playing football and you know where the goal line is, right? And someone throws you a basketball and you start shooting hoops. Like, wait, that's not the game you're playing. Well, it's the game I'm playing now. Okay, then, but does winning still look like getting across the goal line? Because in basketball, that's not the rules. And people get lost. They get lost among that journey. And we talk about it all the time. Yeah, you're going to need, and we talk about for our mastermind, straight up, you're going to need a 700 better FICO. You're going to need a 6-figure job. You're going to need capital to deploy. But more than that, you're going to need some discipline, right, to stay on track. We've got plenty of people that have come to our mastermind or come to our events have got more than those calls. 800 FICO, $700,000 cash. Like, what are you doing with this? Your inflation, you're getting killed on this. I know, I just haven't figured it out, right? And they don't know what the end looks like. So they're lost. One day they're playing basketball, the next day they're playing football, the next day they're playing baseball, and they still don't know what the end looks like. Anyway, guys, listen, we got a ton of events coming up in the month of May. Check it out. Go to mrtxre.com. Go to the event page. Lots of events. And remember, if you sign up in advance, they're free. So mrtxre.com. mrtxre.com. Check it out. Hang tight. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Oops, sorry. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind. Sorry, I got that really good. Had a good one. Anyway, guys, so here's the deal. We're talking about winning. And a lot of people just don't know what winning looks like, right? And they're running a race that is, there's only two emotions when it comes to investing, right? We talk about it all the time. Greed and fear. Greed and fear. So in that world of greed and fear, folks are going to be driven by one of those two motivators. And folks will just start running a race because they're greedy. Right? Like, I will tell you, multiple people told me in the middle of COVID, man, I'm day trading, I'm doing crypto, I'm making so much money. Like, that's awesome. Excellent. How much have you made? Robert, I've made over $1 million. Wow. Why aren't you stopping? Well, I'm going to get to 2 million and then I'm going to stop. Or, hey, I made 2 million. Well, why aren't you stopping? Well, I got an eye on a house and I want a boat and I got a few more things to do. I'm like, oh man. Here we are a year after, COVID slowed down. And I can assure you there's no mansion or boats in those people's lives. Because they didn't know what the end was. They didn't know what winning looks like. They felt winning. But that feeling of winning was just greed. It wasn't winning, it was greed. Okay? And now they're on the other side, and now I got to do better. I got to make up for the last 2 years. Like, whoa, slow down. You still don't know what winning looks like. So then here's the deal. If you should read the book by T.S. Grover called Winning. It's about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And he was a coach of these guys. And they had, Kobe called it the Black Mamba, right? That was his mentality. And Jordan called it the other guy, right? When I'm on the court and something triggers me, and he's always looking for it. You read that book, you watch the documentaries, Jordan is always looking for someone to slight him. Right? You don't look me in the eyes, oh, now I'm gonna go ahead and put 40 up on you, right? There was a desire for those guys to crush the competition, to let everyone know who was the best. That's a definite type of winning, but that's not the type of winning that I'm talking about. I just want to be better than yesterday, right? So my definition of winning is, hey, was I better today than yesterday? Did I learn things I didn't know yesterday? And a lot of times the answer is yes, most of the times. Is this year better than last year with our net worth? Is it, is our cash flow better? Is our, do we have businesses that are, giving us raises and healthcare? All the progressiveness. And then so for me, it may not be for you. For me, winning looks like I'm just being better than yesterday, right? So the only person I'm beating is Rob yesterday. I don't have to worry about that stuff. But we get into this world, and because people don't have the understanding what winning looks like, they're greedy. They don't know. And they look at sports and they look at that book and feel like I have to destroy someone else to win. And it's like, that's not winning, right? At least it's not for me. For me is I have the goal line. I know where the goal line is. I'm moving towards that goal line. And once I cross it, I've won. Now, once I cross it, I can go ahead and start a different game. But I'm not going to quit this game until I win. Right? I'm going to retire. When are you going to retire, Rob? When I've won. And that's a big, big difference than when I beat the other guy. There's no other guy for me to beat. I don't care how much people make. I don't care what cars they drive. I don't care what their houses look like, or boats, or private jets, or how big this company is versus my company. None of that matters to me. The only person that I am competing with is yesterday's Rob. That guy yesterday. Right? So am I better today than I am yesterday? I already am. I've already won the day because I learned two things I did not know. And those two things I'm a good guy to apply knowledge, right? So I can apply that wisdom and save money on one and make money on the other. All I need to do to win is be better than yesterday. And that will push me over that goal line because I know what the end looks like. And for most people in the mastermind who don't have an understanding of what the end looks like, we just simply tell them, you're going to buy 20 doors. It could be 20 single-family houses. It could be duplexes. It could be whatever. But at the end of 5 years, we're going to be able to sell half or refi half, take money out, and pay the other half off. So that you have $1.5 million worth of equity that is free and clear, that has no mortgage, just taxes and management, right? And insurance. It's PIM. And if we can get there, that should produce $10,000 to $15,000 of cash a month. That's winning. Now, whether you sold those other assets or you leveraged them again, re-leverage them, so what? You have the 10 free and clear. You have that $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and you have $1.5 to $2 million worth of assets. That's what we do in our mastermind. That's what we teach. We make people millionaires over 5 to 7 years. And it's through real estate. Not crypto, not stocks, not any of that stuff. It's through real estate. And at the end of the day, if you do it right, you shouldn't be paying very much or any taxes on that because of the depreciation and the losses. So that's what we teach. We're focused in on that. That is the goal line that we set. And for anyone around me in the mastermind, they all know what winning looks like. We have to remind them because everyone needs to be reminded from time to time. Hey, I'll tell you real quickly here. When I came to Texas, my goals were 50% less than they are right now. I hit my goals really fast, and I'm like, oh, let's double it. Let's double it. So I went across one goal line, looked around, and said, okay, I'll play another game. But I didn't stop playing the game in the middle of it. I didn't shift from real estate to something else. Just stay the track. Once you cross the goal line, once you know what winning is, boom, then you can play any game you want. Or you don't have to play at all. So for me, winning is about hitting my goals. For other people, winning is about crushing the competition. It's not me. I'm not interested in that. I mean, you get angry for about 15 minutes and that's all you're thinking about, but then it passes, right? My anger lasts about 15 minutes. If that these days. It's probably down to 5 minutes. And it's an issue, but you work on it, right? Constantly improve. Am I better today than I was yesterday? Yes. Hey, I won today. So what is winning to you? I really want to know. What is winning to you? What does it look like? What game are you playing? If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, write down in the comments. I want to know what winning is to you. What does winning look like? Is it beating the guy next to you, or is it just hitting your goals, right? And if your goal is, I just want to be content, yeah, okay, great, that's fine too. Whatever the goal was, right? Or is it a competition? Is it a journey of improvement, or is it a competition? And I'm very curious. So I'd love for you guys to just kind of let me know what you think winning is. And I'll go ahead, because I got to go back on Facebook. I'll post that as a question. Hey, this is Robert, and we're going to be back after the break. Make sure you go to mrtxre.com, mrtxre.com. We got a ton of events coming up, and we can certainly help you win. Hang tight. We'll be back. I'm giving you a little time so that you can edit in the on the third segment. I don't want it on the fourth segment. Oh, you want this on the third? Yeah. Okay. Because I think more people are listening at the bottom of the hour than they are at the end of the show. Okay. All right? So let's do the last segment here. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Mastermind Hour. So wasn't that great? You heard one of our mastermind members back here that last segment. These guys are doing fantastic, right? So what do? We help people become millionaires through real estate investing. It's not quick. It's a 3, 5, 7-year journey. And it takes discipline, right? And focus. And more importantly, you've got to have some financial qualifications. They have to be there. We don't tell you can do this for free and you can't do it. No, we're not any of that. It's not get rich quick, and we don't certainly ever tell you that you can do it with no money. You have to have some resources to put out. Now, that's really important. One of the aspects is finding the deals. So I had brunch on Sunday at our house with a bunch of real estate investors. About 7 of them there. We're hanging out. I do my little vegetable omelet with I do my own. I bake the bacon. I don't fry it, so it comes out nice and easy and nice and crispy with a little maple glaze and cracked black pepper on there. And then I put an avocado on top. So it was avocado, bacon, and vegetable omelet on a croissant. It went over very well. Some fruit and some cherry tomatoes inside. That was very good. It was a lot of fun. And we talked about winning like we talked about earlier today. We talked about a bunch of things. But for most of them, they were like, yeah, and I'm going around. Like, how many deals? Like, I got a duplex. I got this thing. I'm going to run with this. It's like, and I'm thinking, hey, you got that from us, or you didn't get that one from us, or you're working on to get one from us. And it's like, the deals were really important for them. Getting the right deal. And they're very happy being in the mastermind. These are all legacy folks. These are folks who are now in for life, who've paid their 3 or 4 year commitment and are now in for life. And for them, they're just like, hey, we're still looking for another one, right? So we have so many deals. Okay? So even in the middle of that brunch, I get a phone call from one of my guys in Corpus. And he says, Robert, I don't have the listing, but I'd like to represent you in buying this property. I said, well, what do you got? He said, you know your property on so-and-so? I'm like, I do. He's like, this is 3 doors down. I'm like, okay. He's like, how much did you pay for that one? I was like, I paid like $189 for it. He's like, I think it's going to be a little bit more. I'm like, well, it was 3 years ago. He said, I think we can get it for, low 200s, but we've got work to do. We got to fill in a pool, and one of the units needs a turn. I'm like, okay, hey man, that's, right off the bat, I'm like, okay, 20, 25 grand. Got it. He said, it looks good though. They converted it was a 4-plex, but they converted the bottom units into one big 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And there's 2 singles up top. And, first thing I thought was, oh man, I'm going to buy that. And I'm like, well, I don't need to buy it. I'm kind of done building my portfolio. And I asked around the room, is anyone looking for a triplex? They're like, nah, not now. We're good, but maybe, let me know next month. And we're going to put it out to our mastermind. If they don't take that property, it's a home run. It's a home run. If we get it for $2.25 and we got to put $25,000 in, we're at $250, and the gross rent on that is $3,200. Home run. So, what happens if nobody wants that? Well, what we've been doing now is we created the Portfolio Builders Club. Again, that's a deal that nobody will ever see. This is a little word of mouth, got to close fast, and might even offer owner financing. Like home run, home run, home run. Great, great, great. It's all good. And that's a deal that I don't care how many wholesaler lists you're on, you're never going to see. Why did we get the phone call? Because we perform. Because we close deals. That's why we got it. So, if the mastermind doesn't want that, they get first crack on it. They get a 24-hour review period on it, and then it goes to the Portfolio Builders Club. So we have the Portfolio Builders Club. We want you to come out to a preview event. So you can go on our Eventbrite page, or you can text PBC, Portfolio Builders Club, PBC, to 281-401-9008, 281-401-9008. Go ahead and text PBC, the letters P as in Paul, B as in Bobby, C as in Charlie, PBC, to 281-401-9008. And what we've done is, hey, there's a lot of good people out there that are already landlords, are already trying to figure it out. They've got some teams in place. They've got contractors. They've got lending in place. They don't need everything that we're offering the mastermind, so they don't feel like, hey, I'm going to pay that big ticket, but they certainly need deal flow. And so for us, hey, you can join Portfolio Builders Club. And I'll tell you straight up, the price is $5,000 or $500 a month with at least 6 months billed in advance. So you can come in at $5,000 or the $3,000 level. You come in at the $3,000 level, every month after that is billed at $500. So there's a $1,000 discount if you pay up front. And we're going to meet once a month. We're going to meet at some pretty cool places. There'll be drinks and there'll be foods there, and there'll be case studies shown, and there'll be some deals on the table, and we'll take orders for you. What are you really looking for? And then here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a very realistic answer on the likelihood that what you're looking for can be found. What does that mean? Hey, Rob, I'm really looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brick-built, 2-car garage in Katy. And I don't want to pay more than $150,000 for it. It's like, I don't know where that house is. I mean, that would be probably $5,000 a month of marketing for 12 months before that little cherry popped up. Now, am I saying it's impossible? No. But in the way that we're actively hunting this stuff, that is probably an unrealistic expectation, and we would tell you not to join. But if you're a guy like, hey, man, I love doing the Burr method, find something that's a piece of crap that I'm going to have my DSCR on the refi at, get me into that anytime you want, I'll buy those. Yeah, we find those all the time. All the time. So, if you're interested in joining the Texas Real Estate Portfolio Builders Club, you're going to text PBC. P as in Paul, B as in Bobby, C as in Charlie. PBC to 281-401-9008. 281-401-9008. All right, so it's going to be fun, and we're only allowing a maximum 50 people in at any given time. Right now, we're stopping at 25 because that's the number we think we can serve. There's nothing more frustrating to see a deal come in on an email of the thing that exactly what you're looking for, and then you call and find out, well, it's already gone. Right? And then you're really wondering, was it really there? Right? Is this a little bait and switch? Well, that one's gone, but man, I got this one for you, and that's almost as good. It's like, no, that's what I was looking for, right? Well, here's in this situation, better communication. We'll hunt deals for you. And the deals that come in, your competition is much, much less than, a 10,000 or a, I know how big some of these wholesalers lists are, right? 10,000, and then they're in that software program that's got access to like 400,000 buyers, right? Like, I understand their business model. And if they can find the deals, they can usually sell the deals, right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a relationship-based organization that helps you find deals. Because I don't think you have relationships with those wholesalers. I don't think it's real. You're just another email address. But we want to build up some relationship. We want to do business together. And we want to hang out once a month together. Just share some knowledge. All right. If you want to join the PBC, it's PBC, Paul, Bobby, Charlie, to 281-401-9008. Text PBC to 281-401-9008. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it so very, very, very much. And we'll be back tomorrow night.